What's up, guys? It's Boom here. I got a gameplay today for you guys on launch. I'm using the AK-47 with extended mags. Perks are Flak Jacket, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Hacker Pro. And I probably won't use Flak Jacket too often anymore. And the reason that would be is because it's not protecting me from RCXDs. That's really the only reason I would use it, and I'm pretty sure one of my kill streaks in this video actually got ended by an RCXD, so I just don't see the point in using it if it's not going to protect me from that, because that really was the only reason I was using it. I know a lot of pro players actually really like the perk because it can protect you when you're trying to capture a flag, and that actually works pretty well. I've seen if you get a pro, it's really useful for capturing flags. You'll see a lot of people throw frag grenades onto it, and you can just throw them back with no risk to yourself while protecting your teammates. And on top of that, Semtex grenades will hardly be able to scratch you. Now, the problem is, of course, the RCXDs, and seeing as I'm not a professional player, I just mainly play on pubs. It's not working for me. The other perks are Sleight of Hand Pro and Hacker Pro. Sleight of Hand Pro because it pretty much works with every single class in the game, and I wasn't using Steady Aim because I didn't think I would sprint too much with an assault rifle. And Hacker Pro because I hate getting killed by equipment. That's pretty much that. Now, a lot of people I've been hearing are saying that Black Ops is getting stale, and I disagree. It's probably just because they're playing the same things over and over again. I primarily play Ground War, but I will hop onto other objective games every once in a while when I have friends, and that can be a lot of fun. Especially when you're with a group of friends and you're winning a lot of games, and you come across another team or a group of friends who have also been used to winning their games, and you're playing against them, and it's just really competitive, and that can just be a lot of fun. If you're just raping noobs all day, it's not going to be nearly as fun as that. Now, so aside from that, you can also there's wager matches, that's pretty much it. There's the wager matches, and those are freaking fun as hell. And the only one I don't like is Sticks and Stones, and that's probably the one I play the most, because that game is fucking so hard to win. It is retarded. I will fucking be in first place by 1,000 points, and then somebody will do a 360 tomahawk off a roof, and I will get killed by it, of course, and then I will be pissed, and then I would run back and tomahawk them, and then the game results in everybody tomahawking everybody, and not even using the crossbow and ballistic knife. And it's hilarious, but it's fun. I almost never win. I don't know why. Just can't seem to win that game. I always get tomahawked within like 20 seconds left in the game. So Sticks and Stones is a lot of fun, very, very challenging. The other ones are, honestly, for me, I don't find them that difficult to win, especially Sharpshooter and Gun Game. Those two seem to be just the easiest for me. Unfortunately, in One in the Chamber, you do see a bit of camping, and that can be a bit annoying, but it's just something you gotta deal with. I mean, you'll see camping in Sharpshooter and Gun Game too, but it's not as much as One in the Chamber, and that's probably because there's only 3 lives per person, and plus you only have 1 bullet, so you can't really waste that, can you? Now, the other things I want to talk about in this game, I'm disappointed in Treyarch's patch selection. I know a lot of you probably don't think it's a big deal, because obviously they're doing a better job than Infinity Ward. I mean, anything they see wrong, any glitch they hear about, they're patching it. There actually was, for a short period of time, some rocks you could hide inside, and there were some, I believe, there was a care package glitch. Wow, I can't even talk. There was a care package glitch, and I never saw it once, and that's because they patched it so damn fast. And so for that, I appreciate that. But their latest patch, they have announced that they're going to be nerfing sniping again, and that was the worst choice I think they could have made, because sniping is already useless. Completely and utterly, it is useless. As you can see, I failed here. Failed to look at my Blackbird. It's basically useless. 4th best long-range weapon in the game, behind the, I said it in one of my previous videos, behind the SMGs, assault rifles, and light machine guns. Now, I think that it definitely needed a boost, not a nerf, but they decided to nerf it, and I'm disappointed in that, because they could have done a lot of other things, like, for instance, fixing the lag This game is almost impossible to play on a 3-bar. I was playing World at War in Modern Warfare 2 the other day. I was playing with a 3-bar and it wasn't nearly as bad as this. I could still get kills. I still felt like if I shot the guy, he was going to take damage. And I don't always feel that's the case with this game. So that's something I definitely think they could have worked on. But unfortunately they decided to nerf sniping, and well, it's their game, it's not mine. What else can I talk about in this video? Alright, so another thing is that a lot of people say that people who use Ghost are complete noobs, and I disagree. I feel that it's just the vast majority of people who use Ghost are noobs, and the reason being is they're camping in a corner, hiding with a silencer, something stupid like that, and it's just really annoying. I have to say, more often than not, the vast majority of players I come across who are using Ghost are not very good, but I feel like that's just because there's no trade-off for Ghost. I mean, people say, oh, there's so many better things you can use than Ghost. Flak Jacket, no, that's not too useful. Lightweight, I find, is honestly one of the most useless perks. I can still, moving fast, I don't see how that helps you a whole lot, but that's whatever. Scavenger Pro, I find I can always pick up a different gun, and I'm trying to remember what the 5th one is. Hardline, I mean, you could just get one more kill for a kill streak. There's none of those perks are really going to help you survive a battle. I mean, aside from Flak Jacket, but that doesn't protect you from RCXDs, and that's really the only reason people want it. And Lightweight, I mean, I guess you're falling, you could surprise people, but that's not too useful. So and it used to be in the same perk category as Stopping Power. If you're using Ghost, or as it used to be Cold-Blooded or UAV Jammer, you would have to give up Stopping Power, and you did have some kind of a disadvantage over everybody else, seeing as the majority of people use Stopping Power. But in this game, there's really no trade-off, and what my recommendation would be, if I owned the game, if I was making the patches, I would actually move it to a tier 2 perk. As the reason being behind that is pretty much Sleight of Hand Pro, Steady Aim Pro, Hardened Pro, those all help you win gunfights. And Warlord Pro doesn't, but for the most part the orange perks do help you win gunfights, and that's a part of what makes them so useful. And that's the reason people love using them, honestly. And the reason I think that should be that is because that way you're giving up something. You're giving up something significant. You're giving up the ability, you have to say, okay, I'm confident I can win my gunfights without it. And I would honestly switch it with, if I had to say, I'd probably switch it with Warlord, because Warlord's the only one out of the entire category that doesn't help you win gunfights. So I would switch it out with Warlord, and I feel like it would lower people would still use Ghost, and they'd use it tactically when it makes sense to use it, and that would make it a lot more fun, as mentioned on this guy. I think that would make it definitely a lot more fun, but I still think if you're using Ghost, I feel it's still a waste of a perk, because as you can see in this video, like, yeah, sure, it can protect you from an attack helicopter, it can protect you from spy planes, but I actually really do like when the other team has a spy plane in the air. I feel like it makes people see a red dot and they just rush in, they act stupid, and they don't consider, okay, he might be positioning himself in some way that will give him some kind of advantage over me, and we'll both see each other at the same time, and since I'll have an advantage, I'll win the gunfight. And so that's why I kind of like seeing an enemy spy plane in the air, but occasionally I will shoot it down. And with enemy kill streaks, I almost always just run Estrella. All the secondaries in this game, all the pistols are pretty much useless. That's one thing I actually think Modern Warfare 2 got right, and we saw so many different secondaries. And you could actually use the secondaries, they're actually useful, and that just made them a lot of fun to use. And so that's why I honestly just always run Estrella. This gameplay is coming to a close. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Final score is 82-10. We did a draw, which I thought was amazing. Never seen that before. But yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. 82-10. Let's final score. Peace.